Your board presents the top 5 best fantasy board games. Let's get started with the list. Starting off our list at number 1, Gloomhaven. I love Gloomhaven so much that I tend to associate it with all of the good things in life. Sunshine, dessert, a good night's sleep, Gloomhaven. These are the basic necessities of happy living. And seriously, I can't think of a better activity if you're stuck at home and in the mood for a cooperative fantasy board game adventure. You take on the role of mercenaries in Gloomhaven, a decrepit and dangerous town. In each game session, you and your friends traverse a dungeon and fight dangerous monsters. You'll make decisions along the way that can help Gloomhaven thrive or drive it over the edge of destruction. Yes, Gloomhaven is a legacy game, meaning the world changes as you play. Your characters will also level up and get more powerful as you go, and the scenarios get more interesting the further you venture into the story. At number 2, Legacy of Dragonholt. Before I found out about Gloomhaven, Legacy of Dragonholt helped fill my desire for a good story-driven fantasy game. Even though Gloomhaven exists, Legacy of Dragonholt deserves a place on your shelf, especially if you want more story and fewer components and combat mechanics. Dragonholt streamlines the Legacy gameplay experience to be almost entirely about the story. The game includes a stack of storybooks, character sheets, maps, and more to help you get immersed. You can play with up to 6 people and everyone will be called on to make tough decisions both within combat and when trying to solve the problems of this fantasy world. As you progress, you check off certain boxes on a tracker, which lock and unlock more sections of story based on your choices. At number 3, Zombicide, Black Plague. There are a ton of different versions of this series of popular board games. Whether set in a prison, hospital, or ruined city, they all have the same basic theme: an ever-growing bunch of zombies chase your crew around a map as you race for the exit. This version is the universal favorite, taking the action back to medieval times. There's a handy app for iOS and Android that can handle all the card shuffling and inventory, leaving you free to focus on strategic thinking and filling the game board with plastic zombies. At number 4, Small World. Small World is one of my favorite games of all time, simply because this tabletop game feels like a different type of game every time you play it. Essentially, players are vying for control of a Risk-like board with too few spaces to accommodate everyone, hence the name. You bid for one of dozens of fantastical creatures, which is randomly paired with an additional special ability which can lead to hilarious combinations like Will-o'-the-Wisp or peace-loving homunculi. At number 5, Blood Rage. If you like detailed and inventive miniature-based games, Blood Rage might be for you. It's a Norse mythology-themed conquest game, but unlike many others of the type where you just want to control the board, Blood Rage encourages players try different play styles. You can win by conquering regions with the aid of giant monsters, for example, or by letting your warriors die with glory and ascend to Valhalla, or by completing special quests to please the gods.